Before we get started, I want to make mention that there are affiliate links in the description below, which I am compensated for when you use those links, but there's a pretty cool donation aspect to that, which we'll get to later in the video. But right now, I want to talk about the difference between Northwest Registered Agent and comparing it to Bizee. Now, when you're comparing these two services, I'm going to do this through the lens of starting an LLC. I'm hopefully going to make this decision very easy for you, and it's an important decision. The reason for that is it's not just about starting your LLC. It's about managing the LLC too to make sure that it is compliant. Now, if you haven't watched my other content, it's really important that you understand this. The purpose of the LLC is to limit your liability, right? It separates your business and personal assets. So if somebody sues your business, they come after your business assets and not your personal car, home, and bank account. Now, the managing part of the LLC is you need to renew your LLC each year. Most states, some states it's every other year. A couple of states don't require it. Those are the types of things that you have to do in order to maintain the LLC so that it maintains its compliance so that when you're sued, they can't come after your personal assets. Just want to make mention of that because it's really important that you understand that. Now, these services are great because they will send you reminders like, hey, your annual report is due. Do you want us to help file it for you? When you go directly through the state, they don't send you great reminders. I know this firsthand. But what I want to do here is just kind of compare what you see on this screen right here. This is the Northwest LLC screen, kind of selling their services. And then we also have Bizee here, which we're going to jump into as well. Now, for the sake of clarity, we'll use the same state. But the first thing I'll make mention of here is the first time I tried to use Northwest, I actually screwed up. And that's because people read left to right. So I went past this text and I just selected a state. And let's say we choose Colorado here. When you do that on their website, what you're looking at right here is just a articles of organization, which you can see up here. And this is just a generator kind of file, right? It's a template. So it's like, put in your business name. And then all it's doing is it's entering the business name. You could do the exact same thing on the Colorado State website, but this is their $0 fee package, right? So all it does is fill out this articles of organization for you, but it is on you to mail it to the state, to include a check, to go through the process of dealing with the state directly. Now, if you go back and you click over here to start your LLC, this is where you pay $39 to them and then state fees, which sounds like a pretty great deal, right? Now, if you're familiar though, Bizee does offer a $0 package, but it does not have everything listed in here that is listed on Northwest. So their basic package starts at $0 plus state fee. It's $50 in Colorado. It's different, for every state. They charge different fees. You get the free registered agent service for the first year, and you'll also see that over here, all right? 1 year of free registered agent. So this is a great thing to just point out right now. Awesome that both of these services do that. A lot of services charge you right out of the gates for this. If you're not familiar, a registered agent, that is a third party. They must have a physical address in your state. It cannot be a PO box. And they handle important documentation and communication for your business. Specifically, like if you were to be sued, right? You will get something called a service of process notice. And that means that you have to show up to court. And they're going to make sure that you're getting those documents, that you're showing up to court. So it's an important aspect of that. Now, what you need to know is after the first year, as I'm making this video, Northwest is $125 for that service. And then with Bizee, that first year, after the first year, it's $119. So Bizee is $6 cheaper there. And then they're also $39 cheaper on the package. But when you go down here, this is where it's like, all right, well, you're getting a free domain, website, email, and phone, and you're not getting any of that with Bizee. If you want those things with Bizee, you really have to kind of start spending more money into their premium packages. And that's where it kind of like feels like the decision is a lot easier to go with Northwest. But it is not that simple, okay? So what I'm going to do right now is show you a couple ugly things here inside of your dashboard with Northwest Registered Agent after you get set up for an account. So why don't we start with one of the ugliest things that I can find, which is this is welcome to your account. This is what my homepage looks like, all right? Now, the reason I mention this is the website that they build for you, they build it. Everything is in-house. The phone number, it's a VoIP, that's voice over internet. That is something that they do in-house. Your email, your SSL certificate, all these things is in-house. This is what the back-end dashboard for Northwest looks like when you log in and click the home button. Now, if I want to manage your business and I click home, here you can see it, all right? Now, when you take a look at Bizee, hopefully I'm still logged in here. This is what your backend dashboard looks like. So if I want to go to my dashboard, I'll see all of my LLCs right here, and then I can view that company. And then from here, I can go to things such as compliance. Like let's say I get the alert that my annual report is due. I can file that with them through their service right here. Now, again, you can see what the difference looks like when you're in here. And the other thing I kind of find troublesome here is I've actually seen it where it just spins like this for a while. But again, it's like free domain, website, email, and phone. That sounds pretty sweet. But when you click here, this is actually going through, and I have painstakingly talked to support about all of these things to get the idea of what the pricing is. So this one right here kind of sums it up, right? I said $9 for each of the following: phone, domain, business email, SSL certificate, website. And they said, yes, the domain name is free for the first year. It will renew for about $25 to $35 a year, which is pretty much how much domains cost. But then every single other aspect is $9 a month. Now, I'm going to hide this here. The interesting thing is they don't even include SSL certificate on here. Now, if you're not familiar, an SSL certificate, and I know we're getting into the weeds, but this is important to understand. When you have an HTTP and then you see that little S there, it's telling you it's a secure website. They charge $9 a month for that service because this is auto-selected when you're in your account, this free business identity right here. But all these things are going to be $9 a month. So your website is going to be $9 a month. Your business email address is $9 a month. The business phone number is $9 a month. And then the SSL certificate is $9 a month. Now, I'm not the best at math, but that's $37 a month, approximately, let's call it $450 a year to go with this business identity platform. Now, it gets worse than that though, because those aren't like crazy numbers, all right? You can save money by going through other services, but why it gets worse is the domain name, right? Let's say you choose to get rid of this service. Well, you're going to have 45 days to actually be able to transfer that domain over. And if you don't do it in those 45 days, you're going to lose the domain name. The phone number that you have, that VoIP number, you do not own. So let's say you try this out for free for 90 days, and then you get rid of the service. Well, perhaps you've already put your phone number on things and now you don't own that phone number. The other thing too is the email addresses. You pay $9 a month per email address. All right. Now, if you're anything like me, I have a smaller business. I don't need a ton of email addresses, but sometimes you just want one where it's just like on your contact page, info at, and then maybe you have one that's more of your personal email address. So my recommendation for business email is to either use Google Workspace or you can use Microsoft 365. Now, if you're looking at this, 365, $6 a user per month. And then with this, $6 per user per month on Google Workspace. But you're going to be getting a bunch of other things as well. Like you can get 100 participants when you're doing a video meeting, and then you can also get like storage for Google Drive and all these things. So my recommendation for you, if you do think you'll need additional email accounts because you have those different emails that you want, like support at or info at, whatever, you can add alternate email addresses. And you can see here that I can have 30 alternate email addresses and they can have the same domain. So what that does is that saves quite a bit because it's pretty easy to start stacking up email addresses. And I wouldn't do this if you have another employee. But again, if it's just that info at your brand name or quote request or things like that, you can save a lot of money as opposed to going through a service like Northwest. Now, not to harp on this too much, but website hosted by us, owned by you. So the way that works is it's just a website that is created for you by their team. And again, this is what their team created for the homepage of the dashboard of their service. Now, what I would recommend here is I've tried out a bunch of different website services. Squarespace, which you may be familiar with, let's take a look at their pricing. Now, again, it's going to cost you $18 a month with Northwest to have an SSL certificate and a website. With Squarespace, it's $16 a month, and that includes the SSL. So you're already saving money, but then on top of that, you're also getting, you can send invoices for free. You can take appointments using their appointment tool, and that's in that package. But this will grow with you. Like for an extra, what is that, $7 a month, you can go into their business category, and then you can check out on domain. You can have e-commerce, sell content and memberships. There's a lot more stuff that you'll be able to do. And this is a company that has a sole purpose of creating a beautiful website for you. Or you can have Northwest do it. So I don't want to pile on Northwest too much right now, but my issue with them is that it's just too misleading in my opinion. So when you're looking at this, you think you're just paying an extra $39 for these things. These are actually all things that are going to cost you a lot more money, but also get you locked into their ecosystem. And from looking at the back-end dashboard, I don't think it's going to be a great experience for you. Do you want your phone managed by this company? If they have issues with their VoIP service, you have issues with your phone as well for your business. So at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that there are affiliate links in the description below. But the funny part about that is I only have one, and that is for Bizee. And the reason for that is I was a part of the affiliate program with Northwest, but after I published a review that wasn't the most friendly of theirs, I got an email that basically said, we would request that you take the review down within 7 days, and if not, we have to pause the affiliate relationship. To me, that just kind of feels like I'm being strong-armed into saying everything positive about that brand. And did I lose money by being kicked out of their affiliate program? 100%. But I didn't name the company BizBuddy so that I could lie to you on a review video, all right? And if you watch that other review, which there'll be a card that'll pop open now and I'll have it at the end of this video, you'll see how it gets even a little bit more into the weeds of concerning things. Now, with the Bizee affiliate link, I just wanted to make mention that we do a program here where we donate $20 for every LLC that is formed through one of our affiliate links. Where that $20 goes to is a charity called Crisis Services, which I'm involved with. And what they do is they answer phone calls and texts from people in their moment of crisis. So I just want to say thank you if you do decide to use the affiliate link in the description below, because I am compensated, but it also goes to a cool charity as well that I'm very passionate about. So depending on how you're feeling after this review, I would recommend you to check out one of two other videos. If you think you want to go with Bizee, I would definitely check out this Bizee review. I go through the back-end dashboard in more detail to show you how that looks. And then beneath that is the Northwest Registered Agent review, where I go into more of my experience of why I decided to create a review that was a little bit scathing. But again, thank you for consideration of using any of the links in the description below. But I hope with this review that I'm going to save you some heartache in the future so you're not locked into a service and that's the right fit for your needs. All right, I'll catch you in the next video.